Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll just quickly cover those parts. This is just applications, otherwise topics are all done. Hope you remember all the topics and all. So materials are all uploaded in your Teams, and you will have more weightage after mid-sem. Okay, but of course you will have questions on topics covered before mid-sem also. More weightage would be after mid-sem. Okay. Now that it is offline, hope you remember how you used to write offline exams. And don't forget to bring calculators. Of course, you will have problems, so you need to calculate it. So please go through the steps when you do these calculations and all. Okay, because for your exams, you need to write those. So same kind of problems what you got, but then there you were just clicking on that right answer. Now you may have to solve through the entire steps. So go through all that. Then what? Of course, it is offline, so you don't have any multiple choice or anything like that. It's only answering the questions. So you'll have theory and as well as problems. Okay. Mostly this slides, if you go through, that would be sufficient. But you have to go through. And major weightage after midsem. So go through all the topics, all the problems what we have solved. So same kind of problems only. Of course, only the data set would be different. So if you know how to solve the problems, of course the problems are easy for you. We won't be complicating things, but at least you should know how to solve it. What is the formula used? What are the steps you use, etc. Okay. Internals, most probably tomorrow I'll publish, because I think quiz only, I think you didn't know the marks. So I'll publish that. And maybe midsem, and there is something like your quiz, etc. The missed quiz, etc. People have not still written. So anyway, those I can publish to them personally later. I can tell them. So as a whole, for your two quizzes and midsem together, I will publish it. Okay, either tomorrow or at least by Monday, surely. Lab, it might take 1 or 2 days extra, because now I am busy preparing your question. I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. So lab, because I have to consolidate all for this thing. Okay, and there are some mid-test, mid-sem, those who have missed, few have missed. So those kind of things are there. So those things also to be finalized, and then together I will upload. Anyway, a lab, I think all the evaluations are already done, even the final. So there is no point in knowing it now suddenly, because everything is done already. Anyway, in 2 3 days I'll publish. The problem is I have to like give the question papers and all that. So those other things I'll finish off, and maybe in 1 or 2 days I'll publish. Okay, because I have to consolidate all faculties marks. Some code review marks need to be still checked, like finalized. So some here and there, some things are pending. So we'll finish. Everybody should finish that. Then I'll consolidate and then I'll upload. Okay, but theory, anyway, I'll put in your CR's group when I publish that lab. Theory, most probably tomorrow or by Monday, surely. Okay. Okay. So let us just discuss. Anything else you want to ask regarding your marks or something? Some major, anything like previously published, any doubt you have, etc. Once you publish, if there is something, you can just ask me. Okay. Okay. So recommender systems, I think, of course, most of you would have maybe worked, or maybe you have read papers, or you have seen. Of course, at least you have used. I mean, you have seen it, isn't it? So what is basically recommender system? Say some examples what you have seen. What kind of recommendations are you familiar? Somebody. I know there are only 10 of you, so one of you can answer.
I'm in YouTube and like cooking or something like you have listened to certain kind of music, so you can expect
Some
something.
similar songs to be played, isn't it? So that is actually based on you have watched or you have listened to some songs, to some products or some songs, some music. similar to your choice. So now your interest is actually uh, understood by the system. Now the recommendation is based on your interest. Now, like say after you watch videos or say music of say some 10-15 music, it is understood by the algorithm or the system that this is your taste. So now when so the next recommendation would be based on these kind of factors. So what is based on your interest? So that is one kind of recommendation. So recommending movie, recommending say what is that, your music or some news what you have read. Usually some similar news would of course pop up. Even products, like say if you have bought some certain items in Amazon, of course based on your interest some other items, would you like to buy this, would come. Similarly, you may have other kind of suggestions. What are the other kind of suggestions? What you remember? Maybe there is a highly rated movie, isn't it? Like say many have used, I mean, recommended. So that kind of things also would be suggested. So highly, do you wish to see this movie which is highly rated? One thing is your interest would be taken care and that would be suggested, or there are highly rated movie, there is highly used product, something of that sort also. So there are so many kind of recommendations. Okay. So basically we have content based and collaborative. Let us see what it is. First we'll see what is recommendations. So of course there are products, websites, etc. So some kind of recommendations you get based on maybe your interest or whatever may be the criteria, but you get some recommendations like do you want to see this, or do you wish to buy this product, do you wish to read this news article, do you wish to listen to this music, all kind of recommendations. So why is this actually recommendation in picture a lot these days? How is it helping the business? Why is it so important? Can someone say me? Someone, yeah. So it is not nothing related to machine learning. It is your real life. Why recommendation is so important, or like so much of, yeah, yeah. What is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Ma'am, recommendations are important as we will be able to relate, and then we will be we will be tending to buy more or see more. Like if we are
Yeah,
able to relate to something, then there are more chances of going into it, seeing, watching, or buying things like that. And that's
exactly.
why recommendations are very important. It's not
Exactly.
just
So you
while
are increasing.
buying.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me, tell me.
Yes, ma'am, that only. Just like how is it mentioned, products, websites, blogs, news item, we can see it in the Instagram, YouTube, there are just Instagram is even tracking the chat. Like once you mention some product in the chat, you will see ads based on that. Even Google is having the ads. We can see that articles will be in the top line. It will come like there is one ad if we click that article. And yeah, we should not click such articles simply because the websites one will be charged or something like that. Yeah, ma'am, there is just
Hmm.
so much
Yeah.
stuff
So
in
yeah, you
recommendation.
went on to so many things, but yeah, basic idea is you are recommended many products. Like say, for example, when I watch a movie, so my interest is only to watch that. So if this recommendation was not there, I would not have gone and searched for something which is very similar to this. I would not have done that. But now there is a recommendation coming. Do you wish to watch this movie? So I may go and see. So I might have a glance. Maybe if I'm interested, I would watch. So like that, if I am buying a product, I would usually like maybe I'll just buy that and I'll just stop. But since I got a suggestion, like whether see some similar users have bought this, would you also? Those who bought this have also bought this. Would you like to buy this? So these kind of recommendations when it comes, you go to that product and see whether you are actually interested. So you there is a high chance that people might increase their buy. So fine, by which actually the business is also increasing. So that is why recommendation is so like so much into the market these days. Okay, so these are all different kinds of recommendations: top rated movies, list of favorites, all these kind of things. Okay, so basically when we talk about all these recommendation, you have something called utility matrix. Okay, like say for example, this example, on the slide, what you see is a utility metrics for ratings of movies. Like there are 7 movies and there are 4 users. Okay, and on 1 to 5 scale, the rating is given, and 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Assume it can be anyways. Okay, if that is the way it is done. And the blanks are where people have not, users have not rated the movie. Either they have not watched or they have not rated, whatever. So these are the movies. So what happens? So when I say A and say HP1, so that particular movie is watched by A and he has rated it 4. So similarly, you get to know what are the ratings by each user for each of these movies. Okay. So what would be a recommender system is to predict kind of these blanks, like that is. So I know that user A has watched these 3 movies. Okay, which movies etc are listed there. So Harry Potter, Twilight, and then Star Wars and all that. So now the aim is to predict whether the user A would like to watch what is that, Star Wars episode 2. So we are trying to predict, and if that there is a high chance that he might recommend, then we may tell that kind of it is you could watch it, that kind of a thing. Okay. So it predicts it. Actually, basically this is the idea. So there is, it's not very simple like this, but then I'm just introducing that. Later you can go through the material and go more detail if you want to explore. But then basic idea is this: you have user details, you have item details, you have certain values, and now we try to predict what could be the rating of a particular user for that particular movie. Now for that we may consider so many features, attributes, like say when you tell movie, you may have say actors, directors, number of songs, genre and all that. So these kind of things are always there. So it can be like say this item, say for example, I can say SW1, that is Star Wars 1 has these actor, these kind of what is that, producer is this, director is this, actor is this, genre is this, and it is very close when you compare as Star Wars 1 and 2. So there is a high chance that whatever rating A has given for Star Wars 1, he is likely to give to the same for Star Wars 2 also. So something like that we can tell. Okay, based on so we are trying to find the similarity between SW1 and SW2, and we say they are very close, so the user might give the same rating to SW2. Or it can be other ways, like say people who have watched both this Star Wars episode 1 and 2, and they have given rating very close, like whoever has rated given some rating for Star Wars 1, very close to that rating they have given for Star Wars 2 also. So there is a high chance that this user also may give something of that sort. Okay, these kind of things are there behind. But finally what it comes is, we understand that particular user's interest and then we suggest, or there is some other approaches also. So basically we kind of recommend. So first thing is content based recommendation. Okay. So that, what is it actually talking about? We are actually finding the user's interest here. That is, recommend items to the customer. There are 2 approaches. One is content based, one is collaborative. So content based, when we say, it is recommend items to the customer based on the previous items rated by the same user. Okay, like say for example, I have always for example, I have a habit of watching say Shah Rukh Khan movies, something like that. So I have rated it high always. So there is a high chance that when a new movie of Shah Rukh Khan comes, there is a high chance that I might rate it high. So then that would be recommended. Similarly, I have a if I have a passion of listening to say classical music or say devotional song. So always like if you see the history, I would have rated always those kind of genre as high. So whenever a new kind of song of that genre comes, of course it would be recommended to you. So these kind of thing, but here basically what you have to think is, it is based on the specific user's interest. So recommend items to the customer X based on previous items by that customer. Okay, so that is you basically concentrating on his choice. He has bought all these things, so very close, very similar to that, something else is there, it is recommended to him. Okay, So like say for example, recommend movies which are very similar to what I have watched earlier. So directors, genre, etc. Similarly, websites, blogs, etc., which I have read. Based on that, if you have similar content, it might be recommended. Okay, so it is very close to the user's interest. Okay, so recommend items to a customer based on the previous items, what is highly rated by him. Okay, so that is the basic idea. Of course, you have to create item profiles, that is like say features should be identified, like say if it is a movie, you have author, title, actor, directors, a number of songs, or maybe action, so many things, number of fight scenes, what it can be anything. So I think people have done movie recommending etc. as projects, so you would have known. Similarly, say if this text, some kind of important words in the document, maybe other factors, other features, etc. So you generate an item profile. Of course, how to choose important features, etc. are there. Not so important now when we just browse through. Then you have to even think of user profiles. So that is my choice or my interest also. That is the user's interest also should be made. So based on how, what kind of items, item profiles are made based on what items he has rated. Based on that, there is a user profile also. Okay. And then how we predict is, we already know that this is the user profile. Now, when a new item comes, if it is very close to his interest, that will be recommended to him. Okay. So now, so if it is a movie, always some values for the director, actor, etc. So I know what is that particular user's choice. Now, when a new movie is given, if it is very close to that interest of that person, it will be recommended. Okay, so basic idea only you have to take. In depth, there are so many other things. I am just on the this thing I am just telling. Okay, so what is the basic advantage of this content based approaches? You don't have to bother about other users data. Okay, so this cold start and sparsity we'll see in the other approach. We have issues with that, so that time we'll understand. So there is nothing like that if nobody has viewed it, etc., it will still not have an issue, because our interest is, if that item is very close to our interest, it will be recommended for us. Okay, other users, whether they have rated or not, that is not a concern to us in this particular approach. Here it is more, what is that, concentrating on that particular user's interest. Okay, so that is what second point is, able to recommend to users with unique taste. So maybe you say that there is a very highly rated movie by all users. Say it's the average rating is say 4.5, but then say my taste is not that. So you, even though you recommend, I may not be interested. So their collaborative may not work, because maybe all users have rated it high, but then still it is not my taste. So that cannot handle this. Only this content based approach can handle, because some may have very unique taste. So that recommendation, this content based will be used actually helpful, because it is actually going with the user's specific taste. Okay, so able to recommend to users with unique taste. Of course, new and unpopular items will be recommended. There's no first rater, no cold start, etc. We'll see in the other, then you will understand. Okay, so these are the advantages. Now, what are the difficulties? Of course, features we have to find, because we are generating item profiles and all that. Now, for new user, like say I am first time going to watch anything, say on Amazon, I am first time going to buy. So my interest is not known, isn't it? I don't have a profile. So because I have not bought anything before, so there is no user profile. So of course there will be a difficulty. And over specialization, that is, uh, so say for example, I have a habit of watching the say same kind of movies, say some kind of say comedy always. So I never, maybe there is some other like drama which is very nice, or maybe some other art kind of movie which is actually very nice, but I may not get a recommendation, because always my tastes are taken care, and that based on that my recommendation is given in content based. So very, it is kind of over specialization. Your interest, you keep watching some kind, it is kind of like specializing. Your recommendations would be still on that itself. You won't get something like, maybe there is something else which is very good, not out, maybe it is out of your taste, but still it is good. So that kind of recommendation will never come in content based because it goes with the user's taste. Okay. So never recommends outside items outside the user's content profile. Okay. So these kind of, or maybe it is not able to exploit quality judgment of other users. Other users also maybe have recommended some very good products, but we won't get that recommendation because it's based on our interest. Okay. So that is a disadvantage in this. Okay. Now, what is this collaborative filtering? That is actually more of other users' judgment. So consider a user X. Okay. So what happens is we find set of n other users. Okay. And whose ratings are very similar to this X rating. Okay. So some items are there. Usually whatever X has rated, that is very close to these n users. So we are finding very close users, so very similar users. Now, whenever you have a new product, how do you find the rating or a rating of that particular user is? You find what is these n users recommendation. It will be very close to that. Okay. So here it is more of we are finding similar users. We predict our that particular users rating by seeing the other similar users rating. Okay, not like his choice or something. We find the similar users, they have rated it high, so we feel he also would rate it high, something of that sort. So that is collaborative find. So of course the steps would be like, say, similar users need to be found. So these kind of things, whichever measure, it can be cosine similarity, it can be Jaccard similarity and all that. Don't bother much about it. So first thing is you identify similar users. Now you have a vector for user X rating. Similarly, you have other users also. Now we predict that particular item. How do you predict this? We see the prediction of or rating of that item for the other similar users, and then that would be predicted for this particular user also. Okay. So just have a rough idea of what is happening. In depth, we are not going. So similarly, previously what we talked is collaborative only, but it is user. Here it can be item also. That is, for an item I, find similar items. Okay. Estimate rating for items based on similar items. And so in both, then you find the rating. That is, in this collaborative filtering, either you see similar products or you see similar users, but you don't see that users rating for other products, something like that. No. So previously when we said content based, it is basically on his particular interest itself. Whereas collaborative is when you buy a product, either you find a very similar products rating and see what could be the rating for this. Similarly, you might find, say, I am a user. There are other similar users in that same, say, Amazon or something. So whatever they have rated, it is very highly likely that I will also rate that product same. So that is the idea what is taken care in collaborative filtering, not based on my choice. So I have liked these products, so there is a high chance that I would like this product also. That doesn't come in picture in this collaborative filtering. Okay, so that is basically on content filtering. So I mean content based approach. So that differentiation you should make. So whether it is item or user collaboration, but it is different from that user's personal choice. That is not that way. Okay. So what is the pro? Of course, it works for specific feature selection, etc. Not much required. But cons or the disadvantage is cold start. That is, you are trying to identify similar users. Of course, enough users should be there in the system so that you can identify the similar users. Similarly, there would be sparsity. That is, of course, my rating is sparse. Similarly, other users also rating would be sparse. So they may not have rated for all the products or all the movies or whatever. So it is very difficult to find very similar users, etc. Okay, same items when others have rated. How do you find these similar users, etc. is difficult because all will not rate every item. Okay, and cannot recommend an item that has not been previously rated because we see whether maybe when it is a new item there is no rating given to it, so it's difficult to say whether it's a highly recommended item, etc. Okay, but previously how it was, my choice, whether that is close to my choice. If they have features like say a new movie comes, if it is by Shah Rukh Khan, there is a high chance that I would watch it because I've already have a good rating for Shah Rukh Khan movie. So it is like more possible. Here it is difficult, okay, because first rated, when it is not having already some ratings, it is difficult to start. Okay, so these kind of problems would be there, and of course, if there is the advantage of that becomes a disadvantage here. That is popularity bias. That is, if there is someone with a very unique taste, you can't recommend based on his interest, because this goes with a popularity bias. Like many have chosen this, so you also choose something of that sort. So always recommend popular items here in collaborative filtering. So the user's interest may not be considered much. Okay, it gives less importance to that. Highly rated product, etc., would come in this category. Okay. So of course, since there are pros and cons for both, kind of combine these kind of approaches, and there are hybrid methods also. Okay, so this is just a rough idea of how this recommender systems work. Now there is something called text mining. I think you've learned as a course also, so I think it would be more clear for you. I'll just, since one or two applications and most of you only one or two presented, so I thought I'll just give a brief idea. That's all. So text mining, what happens in text mining, or why is it important? Can somebody say me? Why this text mining is having a lot of importance these days? Or what does it do? Anybody? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
It takes the most important, like the keywords, and it
Yes, but
Actually,
why is it important? Yeah, yeah.
because
it
ma'am, if we see
helps us
Grammarly, that
classify.
is most of us are using to correct our English. So that is
Yes.
also a feature of this text analysis.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But why is it important? Like, say, if it is a huge text, to understand something, you actually have to spend a lot of time. But if a model is able to like extract the important things and give some, like, say, for example, I need to read some 10 books and classify it into 3 categories. Okay. So, like, say, education, or say, I am trying to differentiate it to say ECE. I should say I'm given a book and then I have to say whether it's an easy book or like very huge document, and I am supposed to classify it as say EC electronics related document, or it is computer science related, or it is mechanical. So I may have to read so many lines and then go through, and then you have to come up, isn't it? So rather, if it could automate and extract some keywords which are contributing to these classes and then predict which class it belongs to, of course it becomes very simple. You just give it to that model, it tells which group it belongs to. That becomes very simple. Similarly, you have a lot of reviews for each product. So there is very high, like I think most of you have done projects or some works on this sentiment analysis. So what is this sentiment analysis? Sentiment is like whether it is positive, negative, neutral, all those kind of things. So whether the reviews are positive, negative, it's not so simple, isn't it? Like you can't go through all the reviews and then manually understand whether it is positive, negative, etc. And when it comes to automation also, it is very challenging because some words, like say for example, you say a hotel, say a hotel review you're checking, okay? So there a small room would be a positive or negative. It is a very small room. So maybe it's a negative, like you feel that it is not so comfortable. It's a very small room. Okay. So we say it as a negative word. Whereas when I say if it's what is that? A gadget, like say a small camera or something, or a phone, we we might prefer when it is very handy, very small. So there small might be a positive word. So like this words itself, you may have so much of this thing in the domain, like which kind of place you are going to analyze this sentiment and all that. So it's not very simple as we feel. So how human think, uh, we understand because when you read you will understand, but then to cover so many text or reviews and then come to a conclusion is difficult for us. Like you have say 1 million reviews to go through, it is very difficult. So when you automate, but you have to take care of these kind of challenges. So that is why lot of applications like this, so sentiment analysis, text classification, and all those. Okay, so what is so why it is important? Of course, allow business to structure vast quantity of information in seconds rather than days. Okay, so what do you have? Like you have so many approaches, so many concepts there, like say term frequency, with the words that co-occur, then ambiguity of human language, like I mentioned now. So some words, somewhere when you mention it's different, somewhere when you mention it's having a different meaning. So all those comes into picture. So it has to take care of itself, the model. So same way. So now if text classification, of course, there are some predefined groups. Based on the content, it has to classify that text. So these kind of, so what are the applications? Social media monitoring. So some product reviews or say some customer feedback. All these can be done. There are lot of other applications, just 2-3 is listed. N number of applications. So a lot of applications wherever you have continuous text. So there are blogs, then based on that blogs, you can extract some content, summarize it. All those, like you have large, like say you have a habit of reading research papers. So maybe it has, if every paper has 20 pages, and if there is a summarizing tool, it would be easier for you because you will get a summary of out of it. So that is a advantage. So that is like an application. So like this, you have a lot of say plagiarism check. So now he was telling Grammarly. So that is another. You check the grammar, check the spelling is of course there. Grammar. Then plagiarism. You give the tool for plagiarism. So there how it checks. So these kind of things, lot of applications are there for this. Then translation, language to language translation, machine translation. All these are there. Okay, so so various applications are there. Some concepts I'm just bringing it up. So part of speech tagging. So of course we all have learned in schools what is part of speech. So how to take care, I mean how they also, when they deal about many text mining applications, part of speech tagging is very important. So what is this? Of course, you know that noun, verb, adjective, etc. So why is it important? Like say, for example, if you see this. So book that flight, when I say book is a verb, whereas when I say hand me that book, so book is a noun. So it may be different when you see the, these are the complexities when you have a sentence. The same word is actually becoming a verb. Actually, later it becomes a noun also. So it is complex when a machine deals with it. Okay, so there is an importance how you do POS, etc. Of course, we have packages in Python, but I'm just telling. So why POS? You have parsing, you have machine translation, you have sentiment analysis. Lot of applications require POS tagging. And what are the tags that is listed there? Verb itself, you have so many other options. You don't have to know all that now because we are not going, if you're doing some text mining applications, you need to know. So there are noun, verb, adjective, etc. And in that itself, like say in a proper noun, singular noun, plural noun, all those things. Okay, so just I've just listed that. So POS tagging, like say for example, just if this is the statement. So NLTK, using NLTK, if this, it's a package in Python, no, I think you would have used it. So if the sentence is given, this is how POS tagging would work. Each token, each word, and then corresponding tag. Okay. So something of this sort, and then maybe it would help in your what kind of application you're going to use. So part of speech tagging. Then sentiment classification, of course, is there. Similarly, you have document classification or text classification also, where large text is given and you have the label for it. Similarly, like which group it belongs to, maybe sports, education, something like that, or arts, something like that. And then you have, say, different documents given. When you get a new document, you should be able to predict which it belongs to, which category it belongs to. Okay. So that is document classification. Now sentiment classification, of course, is like positive, neutral, negative, etc. It is actually like an opinion mining. So emotion actually, basically. So whether it is a positive. So I really like the new design of your website. Of course, it is positive. I am not sure if I like the new design. So maybe it's like a neutral. The new design is awful. So that's a negative. So like that. Okay. So something of this sort. So this kind of reviews or comments or feedbacks, etc. We try to summarize it as a positive, negative, neutral. which are the different sentiments. Okay, so these are all very important or applications where we have this text mining in picture. Same way, there is something called name entity recognition, where we talk about, say, we have something like, say, the entities. Okay, like, say, basic entities are, say, name, say, organization. If you can see this last, organization, person, location, etc. So these kind of entities are recognized from continuous text. So you can see in different colors, the continuous text is here, and in different colors you can see the entities. Okay, so United Airlines, it's an organization. Friday, it's time. Now American Airlines, it's an organization, and so on. Okay, so these kind of would help in various other applications. So NER itself is like a important task. Okay, in various domain, not just like just one application. NER is in picture in many domains where we have huge text. Okay, we are identifying different important entities, and we are identifying what group it is. Okay, it can be location, it can be time, it can be organization, person, different things. Okay, so the different entities are listed here. Okay, so how it works, of course, not so this thing, but it first identifies the entity, then it categorizes to which group it belongs to. There are predefined, already identified entities, the class or tags, what you can see in that table. So they are all already there. So we identify those, detect the entities, and then classify it into those particular predefined. Okay, so this is very important to extract information from a huge text. So these are all different things in your text mining and recommender system, maybe 2 applications. You, I think, would already know large number of applications because you have already done projects either in MLDM, or you would have done on your own, or maybe in some other subjects. So just brought in 2 examples, that's all. So you can just go through. I'm not going to ask based on this. Okay. So maybe one question or so, maybe maximum 2 marks, not like so much. Okay, just go through the slides, that would be sufficient. Okay, is there anything to ask or anything to say? Otherwise, I'll wind up the class.